Okay, so this one's fun. We asked AI to build the perfect lending company using AI. Okay, and there's a few recommendations here that we're going to talk about today, and I find this super interesting. Okay, number one is you don't want to inject AI in every aspect of your lending company. It's too bleeding edge still. It's too much too fast. Okay, so even AI is saying, look, start small. If you're a direct lending company, you're going to have a risk model. You're going to have a process you're going to have to follow. There's going to be some workflows, right? Inject AI into some of the areas where you know the tool is needed, right? Analyzing documents, communicating with customers, maybe pulling data down from the web to help with those more dynamic answers to your customers, your accountants, your lawyers. Okay, so the first thing here is try not to just have a complete AI company. I think you'll find yourself in a bad place. I think it's changing so much right now. You don't know what's coming up next, right? And I think you kind of want to use the tool sparingly, or fill the gaps with some manual processes with AI to really help you out. Okay. The second thing AI says is use APIs, guys. The API, the modern day API, is like a digital bridge. Okay, we all drive cars around the country, or wherever you're from, and there are bridges to drive over lakes and rivers and all sorts of things, right? So the digital bridge today is an API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's what gets multiple software platforms to talk to each other. The really cool part about AI is AI knows about that digital bridge. They know how API functions. You can type it into agentic workflow or some sort of AI bot, and it'll go grab the data from all of those different places where you need data, and it'll also analyze that data right there on the spot. And if you need to, then push the data to multiple software platforms as well. So that could be your own tech stack, that could be a different tech stack. Okay, so the modern day digital bridge, one of the most valuable things today, right, is when making decisions and communicating is the API. Okay, so AI is literally telling me right here, make sure you utilize APIs, make sure your API keys are safe, they're under lock and key, so no one has unauthorized access to your system. Okay, the third thing that AI talks a little bit about here is your guys' ability to scale as an organization. Okay. AI says, don't think you can replace everyone with AI. Now, look, I did my own prompt here in AI to make sure that I was saying the right things, and it wasn't giving me something where it just totally agrees with me. Okay. So you're going to have your staff, you're going to have underwriters, you're going to have processors, maybe some accountants, right? Start with your core group, right? Don't think AI is just going to replace everyone in your company and you're a one-man band or a one-woman band and you think you're going to build this whole thing by yourself. Not possible. Okay. So, but you can use it to scale, right? If you start with a small team, doesn't matter how many, right? And you want to get to that next level as a lending company, whether you're a direct lender or a broker, you can use AI to get to a certain point. There is absolutely a law of diminishing returns on getting to that point. You won't be able to go any further without more human intervention, right? But what is that cap? Okay. So using it to scale is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. And then lastly, what AI talks about when it comes to lending or even being a broker, there are certain compliance items, depending what state you're in, and then of course with the feds, or if you're doing business in Canada or a different country, that you have to abide by. Okay. So what AI can really help you with when it comes to building a finance company or a lending company is know before you go. Okay. Know before you go. I'm a big surfer. I want to know how big the waves are before I go surfing. It's phenomenal. I have an app on my telephone that tells me how big the waves are so I don't waste my time going down there and then there's small waves. Okay, so you can know about compliance items. You can know about the different types of things in your state that the feds require, certain usury laws, what type of products are you offering? Ask AI to say what mistakes do a lot of early lending companies make, and it'll give you what we call a pre-mortem report, right? It'll tell you, hey, here's where people fail. Here's where organizations do poorly. And it's a really great way to just kind of check yourself a little bit and say, okay, I'm not going to make those mistakes, or you know what, I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay, guys, so a few different ways AI, based on my prompt, said the perfect way to build a lending company.